Hello and welcome to day 39 of the Corona Yoga Challenge. Please check my website to make sure that you're keeping safe and getting any extra resources that you'd like. And do like this, subscribe or share so that others can get hold of it as well if you think they'd like it. And we're going to start by coming into all fours today, so make sure that you've got a mat. And if you bring yourself to a comfortable all fours position so that your knees are happy, do take extra padding underneath your knees if you need. And you're going to start by just easing your hips from one side to the other side. So it could be a little movement, could be a small movement. You might want to lift one shoulder and then the other so you get a little bit of space in the side of the back and the waist area. You might just want to let yourself just move very, very gently. So do just go with the flow of how it feels right for you. Bringing your body back to the centre, you're going to start to lift the back of the waist and release down. We're going to do this a couple of times, so same thing, just ease up and release out. Remembering that as the waist comes up, the pelvic floor lifts, the tummy lifts as well. And then coming back to nice neutral all fours position. So from here we're going to open out to the side. So you're going to take one foot onto the floor. You can see my toes are pointing out towards the imaginary edge of my straight mat, the long edge of my mat. And then you take your hand that's going to remain on the floor slightly more towards your centre line. Free hand can come up. So you're just stretching your hand up and open and you're looking for that gentle ease in round the rib cage. You're going to bring your hand back and onto the floor. Knees are going to come down, and then we're going to come to the opposite side. So I'm going to turn around you so you can still hear me. Leg steps back, toes point towards the long edge of your mat. Hand or supporting hand to be starts to move towards your centre line, and then free hand comes up. We gently open out and round through the rib cage and lift up through your top hand, all comfortably and easily so that your breathing remains settled. You're going to bring your hand back down to the floor. Knees come down so that we're even. And we're going to stay on this side for one more thing because we're going to take that a little bit further if you'd like to. So step your foot out and long. Free hand comes up. And then from here, press into the foot that's on the floor, that one, the long one. And then stretch your hand all the way up and overhead, nice and slowly. So you're thinking about finding a long line through the open side of your body. So through the wrist, elbow, arm, hip, knee, ankle. Stretch up and then all the way out to come back and into all fours. Nice and even again. And then if you come over to the opposite side, so we're going to have done one on each side of both sorts. Leg steps back and toes point towards the long edge of your mat. Free hand can move slightly towards your centre line. Open it up through the lifted hand. Gently extend out and round through the rib cage. And then think about that hand coming up and over. So we're lengthening out. And all the time your breath is moving easily. And you're not trying so hard that your pelvic floor does anything that comes down the way or anything like that. You're just feeling steady, feeling comfortable, and then bringing your hand back up, all the way down and onto the ground, and knees come to nice and even. We're going to come up to standing now, so if you tuck your toes under, you're going to walk your hands back towards your knees, let your hips come up, head folds forwards, and then knees bend, lift up through the hands, up through the tummy, all the way up and overhead so that your hands come back to your heart. From here, I'm not sure, I think I might need to pull it down just a touch. Right, from here, if you bring yourself as if you're standing on the short edge, towards the short edge of your mat. You're going to take a step forward and you're going to start to let your back heel lift and then spread it back down so you feel really well grounded down through both feet. You're going to bring your hands in towards your heart and then steady with your hips, keep them nice and even across the back here. And then lift yourself up and forward. So we're not trying to think about coming down, we're just lifting the shoulders forwards, lengthening through the legs and staying connected to the back heel. And then press down through your front foot to bring yourself back up. And then we're going to swap over to the other side. Same thing, nice and steady on the floor. Back heel is nice and down, so just settle it back down. Hands come towards your heart. You're going to lift your shoulders up and forwards. See if you can keep long through the legs so that we keep the back of the pelvis nice and even, or even-ish, if necessary. So steady through the legs. Feel the connection through the back heel. And then press down through your feet to bring yourself up and to standing, back to settled feet. We're going to come to your first side again, so take a step forwards, or so the legs are just in our starting position. You're going to let your shoulders come down, and then you're going to start to peel up through the back heel. You're going to settle your weight forwards into this front leg, so just slowly and gently, and it might be you just come to here. And it might be you can let that back leg lift off and you can just float out for a moment. And then bend your standing leg, bring yourself back and to standing and to the feet relaxed. And then we're going to come to the opposite side. So taking a nice step forwards, hands are in at the heart, shoulders are relaxed. You're going to lift yourself slightly forward so the back heel is starting to lift, which takes the weight into the front foot. From there you can come just light onto the toes, and then you can just float up through the back leg as the shoulders come down. Breathe out. So important. And then bend through the standing leg. Bring yourself back to both feet settled on the floor. Take a moment just to let the body relax. And then we're going to come down to the floor to do a twist now. So if you want to bring yourself so that your feet are quite close, not actually touching, but quite close, you're going to bend your knees, and it might be you come to here, it might be you come a little bit further, it might be you come all the way down to the floor. I'm going to have to adjust the screen a bit because I've got it all wrong. So you're going to press down through the feet, come up through the legs, back to standing just for a moment. And then we're going to do that again. So steady through the feet. We're trying to keep the knees nice and steady so they're not kind of swaying from one side to the other or moving as we come down. From here, just nice and steady down through both legs, coming down to wherever is right for your body, bringing your hands in towards your heart. I'm going to show you from the side now. So you're just going to stay in the same position. So from here, you're just going to bring one elbow over as if it's coming onto your thigh or beyond your thigh. And then you can start to do the spiral round with the rib cage, round with the shoulders. And then back to the centre and to the opposite side. You're going to bring yourself back to the centre. You're going to take your hands onto the floor. And you can let your legs come out and you're going to give them a nice stretch towards you. So we're going to do this a couple of times, just toes can come out and away, so we're pressing them down towards the floor and then up and towards you, so maybe the back of the heels lift and the knees can come slightly towards the floor. And again, balls of the feet come down and toes and towards you. And then if you just let your feet relax and rest there, we're going to do a little bit of breathing now. So if you bring yourself to just a comfortable sitting position for you. You're going to take your hands low onto your tummy, so they're going to be slightly wide, and you're just going to breathe into your hands. So you're just going to start to notice what moves when you breathe. And you're going to see if you can slightly direct your hands, your breath into your hands. So you're going to see if you can slightly direct your hands wide into your tummy as you breathe in. And softly out. And then as you're doing that, start to see if you can find that lovely kind of organic movement. So it's almost like you breathe in and there's a doming, and you breathe out and you're softening. So there's that kind of really lovely organic feeling. So it's not kind of in, out, in, out. It's that really lovely feeling that you can just feel the muscles gently opening out and the body gently opening and expanding as you breathe in and then sinking back as you breathe out. My silly challenge for you today, I've got a silly one. My silly challenge is to find a song that you love and sing along to it, like do the lip sync thing, just for one song, just for a bit of fun. And I've not got one in mind at the moment, but I'm sure I'll find one. And then my little quote for you today is one from Buddha. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Do not dwell on the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Good advice. Hope you have a present day. Thank you.